good evening, good morning, good night, you lovelies. It is the one, the only Cappy D Bar, and we're here to discuss some fucking grabs. Hope all of you are having a great one. However you catch this, whenever you catch this, we will be discussing August 1st and August 2nd's AEW's Dynamite and Collision. Something that I'm very impressed with, right, is just the consistency that we've been getting from the wrestling world. A lot of moving pieces, all right? TNA here, Ring of Honor there, MLW over there, WoW over here, Rev Pro over here, Eve Pro over here. Eve Pro is not Real Protection, but the New Japan Pro. Listen, you know, and honestly, every now and again you get a good NXT match. Like you'll get people like Kendall Gray, right? So the wrestling world is honestly, it is at a peak. It's at a bit of a peak. You know, we're at a bit of a fever pitch right now, and I'm very happy with it. Very happy with it. So honestly, if you just see me mentioning just some if you just see me mentioning some off the cuff stuff for any weekly wrestling reports, honestly, just don't be surprised, because there's a lot of really good shit happening in the wrestling world right now. We're going to crack right into our weekly wrestling report. So I have officially used my AEW. I am an official user of my AEW. The Thriller TV days are gone. Yes. How do I say goodbye to yesterday? It is it honestly has shook me by surprise. I was trying to just renew my subscription, and they kept telling me I couldn't do it. I only had to use my AEW, and this shit was such a headache. Normally you would just go to like Germany or UK on like a NordVPN, right? Shout out NordVPN. I don't have a shout out NordVPN. I'm not promoted. Shout out NordVPN. You know, I'm not sponsored by them yet. But basically with the NordVPN, you kind of just move around, and you know, the UK, it's somewhere prominent, you know, that they would kind of give you, you know, a streaming service. Dude, they want you to pay in pounds, and obviously because it's the UK, I had to literally find like countries that used USD, and it led me to Ecuador, right? So for any American users, all right, so for any American AEW fans who want to be able to access my AEW, you need a NordVPN, and you also need $8 extra a month, so you can pretend that you're from Ecuador. The platform is very similar to Thriller. The only thing is that I can't screenshot, which is just kind of, you know, it's interesting, kind of messes with the editing a little bit, but I will say it's a very fine service. You know, even finding like pay-per-views and stuff, it's fine. It's a very simple service. We're going to be also talking about two very important podcasts that I seen recently. The Jade Cargill podcast. Jade Cargill, the WWE Women's Champion, put some fucking respect on her name, was on the Joe Budden podcast. Now the Joe Budden podcast is not what it used to be. You know, I'm a big fan of you know, the old podcast, but the new podcast has a lot of nice moments. Mark Lamont, he added a lot of he adds a lot. Brother Lamont Hill, he adds a lot to that podcast. Joe's Industry Ties kind of makes that podcast still kind of listenable for some topics. So, you know, they had Jade Cargill on here. Even like Flips just had like good like athletes and sports knowledge. So this was an interesting little mix of individuals for this Jade Cargill interview. Really simple though, nothing too groundbreaking. It was just a mix of my worlds. I literally have like a good 10,000 hours listened to on the old podcast. So the idea that Jade Cargill was just kicking it with Joe, it's weird. But this was a very cool thing. Willow Nightingale was also on the Black Girl Wrestling podcast. Please go check out Lyric and Danny, very cool individuals. They ended up interviewing Willow, and well, not they, I think Danny interviewed Willow. They also had an interview with MJF. You guys should check that out. Black Girl Wrestling, it's pretty fire. Saying all of this to say, you know, our exposure for our wrestlers now, I'm loving it. You know, we're seeing Cody Rhodes, you know, run the media scrums. You know, as much as I'm not the biggest fan of Mr. Libathans, you know, I do like to see my world champions just being presented as world champions. We obviously know that Willow is a secondary title holder, but I mean, look at that. Look at Willow. Come on. That's a world champion. Stop it. Let's stop fucking around. So that was everything that we got from our weekly wrestling report. There isn't a lot to exactly discuss, especially with the dub right now. A couple of things with the Federation maybe we can get to when we get to the Federation. But as of right now, keeping it cool, keeping it light. All right, we're going to be cracking open these Doonies right now with Dynamite versus Collision. All right, I'm treating this as a standoff. All right, respectfully, we're going to see who the better booker is between both of those back rooms. And hey, let's see who wins, huh? Let's see who wins. All right, first match on the first segment on the card. All right. All right, you know what? Yeah, I'm just gonna. We see a fan in the front row with a straw hat, and I'm gonna be honest. This single fan is going to make up for this entire next segment. Chris Jericho returns to the sport of professional wrestling. I'm not laughing, bro. I'm being serious. I'm so serious about this. Okay, I'm not it's not an April Fool's joke. I'm not fucking with y'all. It's 2 days after April Fool's. It's not one of those pranks where the kid calls the mom pregnant or something. No, this isn't. I'm not fucking with y'all. Chris Jericho performs at a actual wrestling event. A televised wrestling event, and so many thoughts. So this could be its own video on its own, man. Okay, so let's really try to hammer this down. What can Chris Jericho do right now? And I was watching these this back-to-back taping of Dynamite and Collision. I was thinking to myself, okay, maybe that could be him, but it's any way I try to cut it up, I'm just thinking to myself, where does Chris Jericho fit in any of the actual wrestling production right now? Where? This night has Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay. Now, truth be told, Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega were a part of some of the founding moments of AEW, right? So I don't want to be disrespectful, but I just don't know. Is Chris Jericho has he undergone some kind of stem cell surgery that has rewritten the laws of physics? I don't know what Chris Jericho can give us right now, and I don't really understand what he could do. Okay, so I don't know if I would want him to be a contract signer, kind of okay, because if they turn Chris Jericho into a mean Green Oakland, right? I don't really know if he would gel really. Are they gonna make Chris Jericho the eccentric interviewer who tries to get all the wrestlers to break? Is he gonna be our daily comedy segments? Is he gonna be our R-Truth thing? It's weird because these are all cosmetic things, right? But aside from them being cosmetic things, they have a really sharp way of just displaying some kind of I don't know, it's a kind of not aura. It's a vibe that he is going to be wrestling. I feel I'm looking at a wrestler. I feel the aesthetics that are going to him are wrestler, and I just don't really know if I want to see Chris wrestle. I guess if that makes any sense. Right now we're getting into territory where he is taking away time from people like a Dante Martin. He is taking away time from people like a Sky Blue. He is taking away time from people like a Theckel, like a Kevin Knight, Speedball Mike Bailey, right? And if he is just another Danhausen, I just don't know if the dub needs that right now. I just don't know if they need that. And then I don't know. Is he just gonna start wrestling 4-star, 3-star, 3.5-star matches just all of a sudden? We're just gonna. I don't know. Are we gonna restart the learning tree all over again? I don't know what the end point is here. But I will say again, he's very over, and that's nostalgia bait. It is partially nostalgia bait. I'm not gonna say Chris Jericho wasn't a part of my childhood watching wrestling. He was, right? But I don't know what are the next steps after this, I guess. Okay, we got this moment, we got the return, which again, it's big for the company, it's big for the moment, right? It's valid, right? All necessary to make a profit. What does this do for anybody though? No, I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. If Jericho becomes a more eccentric and flared up version of Stokely with FTR, then I'll be fine with that. But again, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. We get Ospreay, crashing in on Moxley and the Death Riders. About 3 to 4 F-bombs. Lovely, bruv. Hey. Brilliant, bruv. All right, bloody brilliant, bruv. It was great. I like the idea of Ospreay being as driven by rage as one man can be. Love that. I love when my wrestlers are blinded by their rage. Just makes for good grabs in the end. I also love the idea of Kenny Omega and MJF doing a contract signing. I did say that, building up to this WrestleMania season, that the federation should do a lot more contract signings. They'll kind of just break up some of the monotonous. We're talking, then we're brawling. No, we're talking now. It's a backstage segment. It's a vignette. It's like it's tiring. People are bored of it, right? So contract signing. Pretty good promos from both of these guys, actually. Kenny cuts a really solid promo saying that, he is going to become the god of pro wrestling if it means he has to reach the highest of heights, simply to beat MJF, who claims himself to be the devil, such a, negative representation of the company. And then he also says that, he hails from, one of the best countries in the world, in Canada. MJF says, hey, fuck you, I'm MJF. And I'm the big Hebrew, big America. I fucking hate Canada. That's pretty much that. That's pretty much what that was. MJF cuts a really good promo. Obviously it was like a work story, but he says like, hey, Kenny Omega didn't tell all of you guys that his doctor told him that his guts can explode at any time, anywhere, any place, and I can make them explode right here, right now. I can make them explode later, and then that's it. Bye Kenny, just like it was bye Ibushi, your boyfriend. And it was, listen, MJF got some small bars off in this, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty okay. This ended though with Kenny flipping the table. He ended up flipping the table by saying basically like he would retire Kenny Omega, put him on the shelf forever. And I could start doing that now, huh? Wow, that's crazy. What a world we live in. So Kenny, right, after he flips this table, Jet Speed comes out, and he, a fellow Canadian, comes to the defense of Speedball, and comes to the defense of Kenny Omega. I love the idea of, this is a very good segment. Speedball Mike Bailey, he's very over. He can cut a really good promo, and MJF is just a douchebag. MJF is just a dick. He's fucking great. Like, him bouncing off of Speedball Mike Bailey, really cool. Also, bro, let's fucking go Canada. Let's fucking go Canada, bro. Literally, this is like some Canada versus USA shit. I'm with it. I'm fucking with it. Also, Kenny made a little joke about HIPAA laws because Doctor discussed that he's too much of a little bitch to answer the challenge of Speedball Mike Bailey. Really cool story. Simple. USA versus Canada. They never wanted to do the heel kind of They never wanted to do like the evil European trope, or like the evil kind of anything trope. I don't know. They don't do like a lot of country versus country matches in the Fed anymore. Wonder why. Wonder what's up with that. But I'm not gonna lie. Very big ups for Canada. Kenny Omega, Speedball Mike Bailey. Huh? You canonically Deadpool. Hey man. Hey, you guys got it. Y'all got it.
Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
All right, first match on the card that we get, all right, is The Demand versus Brody King, Jack Perry, and Kenny Omega. Now, really simple setup here. 6-man tag. We get some good Bishop and Omega moments. Leona has like this kind of like crazy Samoan hair kind of vibe going on. Love that. Everything here works. Everything here is very good. All the matchups also love them. Leona kind of basically runs over Jack Perry at ringside. Very beast. A lot of beast things from this. Ricochet obviously as the kind of conductor for this orchestra of pain, and like for this orchestra of pain, delivered out from The Demand. It was very fun to watch Ricochet bounce around that ring. Hits about like 3 back-to-back suicide dives. That was pretty nice. Love that. Felt like that was a big fuck you to the IWC, low-key, which is beast. Very beast, man. Listen, I like everything from this match. I also cannot ignore the very evident we also can't miss the very obvious callback to a Jack Perry's real glass comment. Honestly, bro, they might send that nigga to the gulag for that. They really might send that nigga Ricochet to the gulag. He basically says, "Cry me a river, huh? Cry me a freaking river. It's real glass." My bad, guys. My bad. But it's very interesting because Maven actually touched on this very briefly, which I actually liked a lot. They jump Jack Perry for a good portion of this match. It builds character. I think they should jump Jack Perry a lot more. Maybe he'll start bringing out those gigged knives that he makes at home, with a really simple blade at the top of it, with the rest of the knife being dull. Maybe they don't want kids playing with knives, but Jack Perry is a fucking jungleman. He's supposed to have it. Whatever. I'm not going to keep harping on this point. I just processed in real time that Nigel McGuinness was on Dynamite comms. Love that. Can't be upset about. Can't be upset at that. Big fan of that. The triple whopper, the triple whopper senton into the corner from Brody King. That was also very, very beast. They stacked all the demand into one corner. Brody King ran from one end right into the other end. Cannonball. 3 men. A lot of meat. It was fun, man. What can I say? It was very satisfactory to watch. But this is a very fun opening match. The demand looked great. The demand looked really, really good. And I think what we have to also nail down is, just a good tag team work. Bishop Khan and Tala Leona, even if they break away from Ricochet, maybe if each individual kind of goes their own ways to form maybe their own tag teams. I don't know if that's very likely, but no matter what works here, individually or tag team wise, these guys are great. These guys are great wrestlers. Kenny Omega definitely looks like he's back in his prime. MJF says, is this at 100%? Is this you at 100%? And Kenny Omega Snapdragons all 3 of the demand, and they all look pretty good. Tyler is a big guy, SpongeBob, pants okay. So, it's kind of hard to get him over, but Kenny got him over, and after he got him over again, we got the cannonball. So, listen, a lot of good aspects for this match. I wasn't ready. I'm gonna be honest though. I wasn't ready for the finish to happen when it happened. Kenny hit 2 V triggers. He almost hit the first one, right? But basically he hit a standing V trigger, hit a V trigger on the ropes. He hit a one-winged angel. 1, 2, 3. Again, it kind of got circumvented a little bit by the demand the first go around, but once Kenny got them engines going, baby, it was over. Hey, it was over the second Kenny got a single of engine. All right, it was the second Kenny got a single of juice flowing. All right, listen, we got to talk about Ricochet's gear. Ricochet has a 0 on his butt. I don't know what's up with that. Not a fan of that. Ricochet, take that shit off your gear. Hey, my boy. Hey, my demon, take that shit off your gear. Why do you have a 0 on your butt? That's weird. I would have it's jokes, but I just don't understand what's going on there. Ricochet, on his warpath for FTR, he says, sitting next to Cope, hey, we're on the warpath and we're taking anybody we need to, and that also means, killing anybody in our way. And then they almost take out Ricochet, and then they almost take out Renee, which was that was pretty funny. Christian is one of the best fucking wrestlers. He's one of the best workers. He is one of the best workers in the business right now. Edge looks, by the way, very tough. Very, very tough. They beat up on Trent Berea and some other guy. I don't know who they are. But basically they find them in FTR's locker room, put the 1, 2, 3 beat down on them. It wasn't a match, but definitely would have won the match if it was a backstage match for sure. If they made an impromptu match with a referee, that would have been pretty interesting. Would have been different, huh? Would have been a different little change up from the format that we get. But the next little segment after this is definitely not a little segment. It's probably one of the bigger segments of the night. Is Pac, the British Bastard, versus William Ospreay, the Billy Goat. This is a great match. This is a really, really good match. The story with Will's neck being the entire thing for this match, very cool. Also, us getting Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay on the same card. Fuck, are we lucky? Fuck, are we lucky? I was very happy to see that. I reflect on these shows sometimes and really wish I could catch them live to kind of, experience them with everybody else. But man, this is very cool. Very, very fun. We see some nice flips from Ospreay. Who's surprised by that? A phenomenal forearm kind of breaks the unrelenting offense. That was applied to Ospreay's neck. Pac is a great powerhouse now. Even like a light heavyweight, however you want to categorize Pac, he's great in that ring when it comes to just throwing a nigga around. He hits belly to belly off the top rope. I audibly gasped. I audibly gasped when he did that shit. I was like, fucking hell, you're crazy. You're crazy. You're crazy. Apparently this is the third time that these guys have locked up. I'll try to go back and catch the first 2 times because this match was great. This was a very, very fun match. Again, just the, even like the smaller undertold story of the kind of UK independent scene, after Pac and Finn went to NXT, and they went mainstream, after they went Hollywood, more to say, right? Ospreay had to hold it down. And I don't think that that's something a lot of people really think about when they see like a Neville and an Ospreay in the same room together, but it's completely historically accurate. I was thinking that to myself, and I love that, Excalibur touched on it. So that was really good call from Excalibur. He ended up basically taking a Black Arrow, and then Pac put Will Ospreay in a brutalizer. So after the Black Arrow and brutalizer combo, Will Ospreay, he seemed like he was out of it, right? After rolling around for maybe like 2 or so seconds, he ends up getting kind of like a roll-up pin on he ends up getting a roll-up pin on Pac. Uno, dos, tres, and Will goes out there. He doesn't get out there safely though. He doesn't get out there quickly. They jump him. They jump him. Yuta and Daniel Garcia put the hands and the feet on this nigga. And then Claudio comes out. Then he starts putting the hands and feet on him. And then they put him in a chair. They put him in the chair noose. It seems like John Moxley's gonna take him out, but Moxley spares him so he knows next time he moves, without thinking, he's gonna lose his head, right? Why didn't Swerve come out to save William? I didn't like that. Hey, between me and you in the upload bar, I didn't like that shit at all. All right, nobody back there can defend or save Will Ospreay. Nobody. The fuck? Well, I guess Kevin Knight had a match. Damn, all the good guys are kind of busy, aren't they? Ugh, damn, it is what it is, huh? It is. Hey, you got Chris Jericho. Hey, who was that nigga that was complaining on Twitter about not being able to wrestle? Hey, you can get him. Get Keith Lee. Hey, Keith Lee and Will Ospreay versus 3 fucking Death Riders on a random night in Collision. Give it to me, Tony. Give it to me, and my life is yours. We get the Triangle of Madness versus the Flying Birds and Mina Shirakawa next. My demon Mina. She's moving like a woman possessed. I love this selling of her change in attitude. Honestly, I really do think it's just her trying to get to the the precipice. Like she's trying to get to a certain height in AEW, and respectfully, she is deserving of it. I said a while ago that she is one of the sharpest women's wrestlers in that locker room, and I was proven right tonight. She had a really good couple of back and forths with not only Julia Sky but Sky Blue. Very, 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 very big on Sky Blue over here. Sky Blue fan house, like Sky Blue fan club, meeting up at 3 p.m. next Wednesday. Be there or be square. Listen, honestly, even like Alex Winsdor being out there with the New Japan women's strong belt. Listen, it was cool. This is a cool little fucking match. Again, six women's tag match. A 6 women's tag match, so we get a lot of pairings, a lot of lockups. We even see some good back and forth with Thekla and Mina. Even though they did have a match, it is just good. We see Alex Winslow and Thekla. That is a great matchup from what we get with that. Jamie Hayter and Thekla also seems like something a lot of people are excited for. Respectfully, I don't think that Jamie is going to go over, but if we get like a best of 3 out of that, maybe Jamie can come out on the other half of that, unscathed. But who knows? All these matchups though, all these ladies, everything clicks in this match. We do see Jamie Hayter pick up the win on one Julia Sky after some haterade. But my only critique for this match is that they keep calling Toni Storm Mina Shirakawa's tag partner. That's her wife, my nigga. That's her wife. Put some respect on her fucking name, okay? That's Mrs. Storm to you. All right. Yeah, but this match was pretty cool. Next match that we will be discussing, all right, is MJF, versus Speedball Mike Bailey. Now, title defense. Title defense. It's not exactly on the title, but right now this isn't exactly a title defense, right? But this match kind of going into what Speedball Mike Bailey? No. But this match kind of going into what we got with Darby Allin, right? Darby Allin has a match with Andrade, and now that's going to lead basically into a hypothetical Darby and Kenny match for the strap after Kenny, overtakes Kenny overtakes MJF. So basically, Speedball's theme for this match is like, hey, if I can come out on the other end of this, I'm set, I'm Gucci, I'm good. Unfortunately though, MJF, he's good, man. He's good. He's very, very good. And I'll touch on this again. The Canada versus USA, just dynamic. It's good. It's good, and I know times are tumultuous right now, but I mean, hey, what can I say? I like a simple story. I really wish we could see people like a Gunther, maybe even individuals like a Shinsuke Nakamura, maybe kind of like, you know, I don't know, man, there's something there. There's something there, chat. I promise there is, all right? Don't cancel me. But listen, this is a very cool, very fun match between, you know, not only MJF, but Speedball Mike Bailey, two of the best in that locker room, right? We get Kenny Omega on the comms, no Don Callis for the entire night, and no Daniel Bryan for anything, so not a big fan of that. Not a massive fan of that, but we do get Kenny Omega, Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone kind of bouncing off one another. Nigel McGuinness is just kind of riding in the passenger seat, you know, watching everything, making sure it goes all to make sure everything goes accordingly to plan. The one thing I will definitely say, again, in a small critique about this match, is I genuinely thought it would be over a lot quicker, but you know, there are, you know, it's a 2-hour requirement that these people are meant to make, so we are going to get a lot more false finishes. You know, we're not exactly going to see Speedball Mike Bailey do a perfect execution and then get the 1, 2, 3, right? I guess again, that's just kind of like my agenda kind of played into the reviews of this more or less, but very fun match. You know, again, MJF and Speedball Mike Bailey, they have great chemistry. Also, that's something that I like. Everything connects very smoothly between these two. They seem like they have like a lot of honestly a lot of knowledge of their you know, of their arsenal, so it seems like, you know, they're very well equipped for one another, and that's exactly what you need in matches like this, right? The premise was beast. MJF uses the salt of the earth to put this baby away, and Speedball Mike Bailey unfortunately goes home without the strapperoonie. All right, but it's all right because we're going to be getting into another kind of strapperoonie with Collision. All right, and Collision for April 2nd, 2026. It was a very good second half to some of the stories that were being told. All right, even more specifically, right, with Mox and Bowens. Right after this Mox and Bowens match, and this is gonna be more like a shotgun review of Collision, I'll be honest with all of you, but you know, Bowens puts a very valiant effort. Moxley puts one Death Rider on guy, 1, 2, 3, and then Will Ospreay, he comes out directly after, right, saying, hey, I have my head completely intact and my head is completely screwed on straight. If you want this title, come retrieve it from me. And at Dynasty, if you're really about that life like you say you are, bruv, then put the title on the line, keep your little minions from ringside, and let me hold your ass for 20 minutes straight. All right, now you might think that that was crazy, but what Will Ospreay said was a lot crazier. Okay, so that pause clip was valid and it was completely necessary for both of our statements. All right, now I told all of you that Bowen should have been the national champion at least a month ago, and now he's in the Continental Championship run. Do I think that those two things connect? Surprisingly, no. Actually, I don't think that those two things connect at all. But Bowens definitely shows his ass. Uses a chair to kind of get the one up on Moxley. He ends up stunning Moxley. A lot of people like the gif that came from it with Moxley kind of swinging on air. It was funny. Cool little collision, man. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't too bad. We also cannot forget the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. Who hurt people? They hurt people. They found a way to get back on television with all of the contracts being honky-dory. I was a little worried there about my nigga Bobby. Not gonna lie, I was a little worried there for a second. But not only do we have the Private Party, but we have the Hurt Syndicate. And the Private Party has just lost one of their members due to injury. So what I'm cooking up is that skinny nigga from Private Party, or the skinnier nigga, because they're both pretty skinny, you know, compared to niggas like me. They are probably going to join the Hurt Syndicate, and the Hurt Syndicate's gonna go for those trios belts, a little heel run. Shelton Benjamin getting boos from the crowd and then doing a fucking 450 moonsault. I'm with it. I need that. I needs that. Listen, I really can't say too much else about the Hurt Syndicate except for they hurt people, and I want to see who else they can hurt in the near future. Even like tag champions. Like, listen, FTR deserves the fucking ass whipping, and I don't think that they're going to interfere with Cope and Cage's match at all with the FTR. But who knows if Cope and Cage are going to go over? You know, like they're pretty old. I don't know. Personally, I would love to see Jet Speed go over on FTR and get that pop. But you know, they're the trio champions with Mystico. You know, so Olay or whatever. I guess we can talk about very quickly. You know, the FTR versus the Job Squad. You know, the Job Squad did pretty good. Again, don't know these guys' names, unfortunately. really. But the FTR, I don't think it's a title defense. I think it's just like a normal match. They end up hitting one shattered dimension, 1, 2, 3. Shortly after this, the security guard that's surrounding them, because Cope and Cage meant exactly what they said when they said that they wanted to kill FTR and anyone in their way. They beat up all the security guards. They find a way to beat up on FTR, and after getting the upper hand, they almost hit a concerto. I think it was either Cash or Dax. There's only so many members of FTR, and Stokely basically stops it, pulls Cash or Dax. I think it was Cash. I think he had hair. Pulls Cash out the ring, and one of the security guards, basically, they just get concertoed in replacement for Dax Harwood, which is funny. I'm just like, why did they concerto him? Like, why? I don't know. I don't know what that was about, but it was funny. It made me pop. I'll be honest. It made me pop a little bit. I'm also not going to ignore, Ciampa versus Juice. Tommaso Ciampa versus Juice Robinson. Juice Robinson, very over young man. I also love, Tommaso Ciampa kind of getting the reps that he's getting, knowing that he is going to be a very focal part of this mid-card for this year. Listen, we could see Tommaso Ciampa go on an insane run in the C2 tournament, right? We could even see something like him, like we seen, from the last Blackjack match that he was in with Ricochet, right? He has the capability to do insane shit when he steps through those ropes. The knees are perfect. Juice Robinson kind of plays to his more face attributes to kind of get Tommaso to kind of lean into all his heelish tactics. But again, we love to see Tommaso out here, right? I love to see Tommaso employed in doing what the fuck he does best, which is wrestle. All right, I guess while we're on it, we can briefly talk on Johnny TV. Johnny TV cut a pretty decent promo on, Miles Bourne, the son of Randy Orton in kayfabe, basically saying like, hey, if I get the NXT title belt, hey man, I'll be a whole new man. Now, to be honest, him walking to the main brand with the NXT title belt, I don't really know if it's going to do what he thinks it's going to do for Johnny Gargano, Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Takeover, but, that's the path he chose to go. That's the path he's choosing. That's the path he's choosing to go on. That's what Triple Fraud has writing for him. That's what Triple Fraud has written in the stone for him. So Tommaso Ciampa is probably just going to do whatever the fuck he does, right? But very cool, very simple match on its face. Tommaso Ciampa does get the 1, 2, 3, and we are just moving very, very quickly out of this night. Willow Nightingale, and I think her name is Shiradai or Shiridai. I don't want to butcher her name, but it is a Willow Nightingale TBS defense against somebody who the IWC seems to have missed a lot. I think, it was a report they're out for like 400 plus days, 300 plus days. So that's very unfortunate. Love to see them back in the ropes. And honestly, everything that we got between her and Willow, it was good. It was just too short. It was way too short for me. That should have fucking main evented, fucking Cry Me a River, man. Listen, I don't care. I want to see more from Willow. She is a great wrestler, great in-ring competitor. And, if this means that we got to lose Willow for like a month because she's wrestling in the New Japan Pro Circuit, fuck it. Hey, if you want to send Willow to Joshi for like a good 3 weeks straight, I'm not even mad at you, gangy. I'm not even mad. Whatever we can get to really establish the star that is Willow Nightingale, give it to me. Give it to me wholeheartedly. Just like we put Athena in every other, arena that we can around the entire globe when it comes to Ring of Honor. Because Athena is the forever champion, right? Like, she is the superstar of that brand. And Willow, honestly, is one of the superstars of AEW. No question about it. Black women wrestling. Who's surprised by that, right? So a very cool match. It does end in a roll-up, which I'm not the happiest with. But, again, we could really talk about Willow's booking until the cows come home. So, we're going to kind of just move on at a very brisk pace. At a very brisk pace with that. The Rascals get taken care of by Mark Davis and Andrade. Andrade has a match with Darby Allin. I think I said that to all of you a little earlier in the night, but I don't know what happened to Don Callis and Moxley. I thought the Don Callis and the Death Rider are supposed to be going at one another. I need my Andrade and Moxley match, or I will start committing acts of terrorism in Minecraft. So, I don't know. Somebody's got to make this happen. Tony Khan, looking at you directly, my nigga. Directly, I'm looking at you. This 8-man tag match that followed after it with all of the Death Riders and, Mystico, Kevin Knight, along with Orange Cassidy and Roderick Strong. All right, so basically just the conglomeration and Ready Set Rapido. Ready Set Rapido. Do you guys like that? Ready Set Rapido. I think Ready Set Rapido is actually a great name for Speedball Mike Bailey, Kevin Knight, the Kinetic one, and Mystico. Now Mystico main event Mystico. Simple as that. I did say that the division of these brands, it needs to be stark, and it really does need to be the defining lines. I think this being the more luchador, kind of honestly the expressive kind of wrestling that you get from your Joshi kind of wrestler that you get from your luchador wrestlers, right? That's very solid over here, and Mystico embodies that perfectly, right? He is the spirit of luchador wrestling, and everything that he does in this main event, chef's kiss. It's great. It's fucking wonderful, right? Something I do not want to gloss over either is Orange Cassidy's just very casual manner. It has a very good way of working with this crowd and working with any crowd he's in, honestly. Him being kind of as, the foil to Roderick Strong's more serious aspects. It works. Clay Connors and David Finlay, again, they look great out there. Great additions to the Death Riders are, the dog / Death Riders. It's a lot, right? Kind of confusing. They're kind of like my Imperium theory, where it could, well, not theory, my Imperium kind of fantasy booking, where it's like core Imperium, then it's like Imperium Light. The dogs are like kind of like Death Riders Light. I don't know if that's disrespectful or not, right? But we do get a very good team up, combo attack, if you would, a double ult, if you would, for my Rivals fans out there, with Mystico and Kevin Knight. He hits a UFO frog splash over Mystico, while Mystico has his submission locked in, and we get a 1-2-3 on the one and only Utah Wheeler, and that is how we finish up for this collision. This is a very good collision, very fun collision. Again, it was just high octane, high pace offense. Like, it was just high octane, high energy wrestling from all the matches. I think we even got oh, what is it? I think it's like divine something. Yeah, I think we even got like a divine demolition match. I think that's their pairing of Megan Bain and Lena Cross, two phenomenal women's athletes. Listen, this is very good collision. I think going head to head, simple star power, I would have to give it to Dynamite. But I think when you have a match like Owens and Mox, right? When you have matches when you have matches like this finale, like when you have matches like this main event, right? It's really hard to say that, AEW can't make a good secondary show. This is a very good secondary show. Now, do I think, down the lines, and we're going to start talking about MLW, TNA, ROH, are those going to be on the par of a collision when it comes to wrestling, or maybe even story, right? Who knows? We're going to cross that bridge when we get there, all right? But that was everything your boy Cappy had for Dynamite and Collision, April 1st and April 2nd. I'd give Collision, honestly, a good 9 out of 10. I'd give Dynamite, honestly, a good 9 out of 10. I'd give Collision a solid 7 out of 10, or wish I got more matches. Wish that Willow match was booked a little differently, but is what it is. Can't bark at spilt paint, because the floor is already dry. Let's really get into the rest of the week, all right, with a lot of anticipation. There's a lot coming, so I want all of you to be ready. All right, I hope all of you have a great one, however you catch this, whenever you catch this, and as I always say, all right, I hope all of you stay tuned, stay safe, stay beautiful. Peace.